I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class to have a full academic scholarship. Went back to law school and in fact ended up in the top half of my class. I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees from undergraduate school and 165 credits, only needed 123 credits.
Biden now concedes he did not graduate in the top half of his law school class, that he does not have 3 degrees from college, and that he was not named outstanding political science student in college.
Newsweek says Biden actually went to school on a half scholarship, ended up near the bottom of his class, and won only 1 degree, not 3.
That was Joe Biden years ago taking credit for things he didn't actually do. And he's at it again. He's just unveiled his plan for the economy, and guess who it sounds just like?
When the federal government spends taxpayers' money, we should use it to buy American products and support American jobs.
In my administration, we live by 2 simple rules: buy American and hire American. Buy American and hire American. Buy American and hire American.
Even the name of this original economic idea, stolen. The slogan, "Build Back Better," was used by the United Nations back in April. Joining me now, former New York City mayor and President Trump's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani. You know, we better be careful. He might start saying, "Make America Great Again."
I mean, Jesse, to listen to that is, I can't understand how he's running for president. The first time I heard about Joe Biden was about 33 years ago. One of his law school classmates was my colleague in the U.S. Attorney's Office, eventually my chief of staff when I was Associate Attorney General. And he said to me, "You should run for the Senate in Delaware." I said, "Why?" He said, "Because anybody can get elected." Joe Biden was in my law school class. He was the dumbest guy in the class. He cheated his way through law school. He plagiarized at least once and cheated about 4 or 5 times. He's a nice guy, but he is so dumb it's going to take your breath away. And I've known him over the years, and every time he'd make one of these mistakes, I would think about what I was told, that he was dumb. And then, of course, he plagiarized again. Remember, when he plagiarized Neil Kinnock, he didn't just plagiarize him, he plagiarized his life.
Yeah.
He said that his family had never had anyone who graduated from college. They did. He said that they had worked in coal mines all their lives. Only one had worked for a coal mining company as an accountant. He completely plagiarized a man's life. The man is a pathological liar. He's obviously has some kind of dementia or Alzheimer's. It's clear. And finally, I happen to know he's a big crook. The family has been taking money for 30 years. They sell his office. They sold his office in Iraq. They sold his office in Ukraine. And they made a fortune in China. And, you know, he always claims, well, I don't know. Meanwhile, his brother's becoming a millionaire. His son, who's afflicted with, unfortunately, with drug addiction, becomes a multimillionaire. And this money is for them? Of course it's for Joe. It's to buy Joe's influence. And then he fixed a case in Ukraine, which the American media is covering up and attacking me over it, rather than going after the criminal, Joe Biden and his family. The guy is it's a total creation. I mean, it's like...
Yeah, but Joe Biden's a hot mess, and everybody knows it, Mayor. And now, you remember, he comes out and says, don't defund the police. Now he's changed his tune. Now he says we need to redirect money away from the police, almost Clinton-esque. Listen to this soundbite.
Surplus military equipment for law enforcement. They don't need that. The last thing you need is an up-armored Humvee coming into a neighborhood. It's like the military invading. They don't know anybody. They become the enemy. They're supposed to be protecting these people. So my generic point is that...
Do we agree that we can redirect some of the funding?
Yes, absolutely.
So Joe's always been a patsy for the left. He was pulled way left on abortion, on energy, on reparations during the primary. And now he's getting pulled left again by the defund the police movement. I think the president just needs to pin him down on these things in the swing states.
Well, I mean, I worked with him on the crime bill of 1994 that provided 100,000 more police. So this is a totally... But I mean, I don't think Joe Biden actually, at this point, even really understands completely what he's saying, which is really frightening. I mean, the Democratic Party is so cynical, they're running an incompetent, mentally incompetent human being for president of the United States, which is similar to Mueller. I mean, they've got a guy who doesn't have everything going, and they can use him like a patsy. And he is a patsy. He'll say anything AOC wants. This guy was pro-police.
Yeah.
He's now wants to defund the police, which is part of the Marxist Black Lives Matter program, which, by the way, is funded by a convicted terrorist who I happened to convict, Susan Rosenberg, who got 58 years in jail and was corruptly pardoned by Bill Clinton. The woman should be in jail right now. She was involved with the Black Panthers who slaughtered police officers. So please, don't be fooled by Black Lives Matter. Maybe a fool like Biden can be fooled by it, but intelligent people like the people listening to you should take a look at the 3 Marxists who founded it and the terrorists who's funding it.
And a lot of that money, you know, when you donate to Black Lives Matter, it does end up going to the Biden people because it goes through this little
it goes
wholesale
right through
website.
A terrorist.
Exactly. Now, so Joe's been taken advantage of by his family. He's been taken advantage of by the far left. He's been taken advantage of by China and other countries. Can you imagine the level of racketeering and corruption and swindling that's going to go on while Joe is in the White House, not knowing up from down? It's going to be a free-for-all on the American people. I'll give you the last word.
Well, you know, the only reason I can think that his family is letting him run is because they want to steal more money. They've already stole millions and sold out the American people. If that were my father or brother, I'd take him off television. I would say, hey, Joe, it's time to throw in the towel.
Yeah, it's
you don't make
elder
sense
abuse.
anymore.
A lot of
You're
people
making
say that.
But unless I was a greedy crook and I was looking to make even more money. I mean, they've made about 40 or 50 million off him.
Yeah.
Selling his office.
No one wants to report
and selling
that.
out America.
No one wants to report
Nobody
that.
wants to report it because...
Where's Hunter? That's all I'm... Where is Hunter, by the way? Who knows?
Hunter, it was never about Hunter. It was about bribing Joe.
I know. He's just the conduit. Exactly. He's the go-between. All right, Rudy Giuliani, thank you very much.